Hey, what up, YouTube? Welcome. Now, a couple days have passed, right? A couple days have passed. We're calm. What we're doing today is we're discussing which cards from Team of the Year should you actually get. Which cards are good, which cards are actually bad, etc. Right? So we're going to go position by position, offense and defense, since we've seen them all. Right? I'm not necessarily talking about price. I assume that if there's a card you want, you should be able to afford it before making a decision, right? And I think that's pretty fair. So I'm not going to talk about, is this card worth it? Just in general, is the card actually good? Is it someone I would put on my team? My team. We're starting out with Carson Wentz at quarterback, right? Now, we know that the way that thresholds apparently go, it is 83 short, 85 medium, 91 deep, I believe, is the thing. So if you're above those, the idea that we all have is that the quarterback's going to complete his passes for the vast majority of the time there, or be on target. And we see here that Wentz and Watson have the same thing. So essentially the difference here is 2 throw power for Wentz or 7 speed for Watson. Right? That's essentially the difference here, or conductor. I think Wentz is probably really good. And I would add him to my team if he was cheaper personally. But if you wanted to add him, no problem. I like having a little bit more mobility in my QB. But Wentz, to me, he's the most balanced quarterback in the game. We'll say that. Up next, Le'Veon Bell. Who, if these bows and these berries didn't exist, would be absolutely amazing. He would have been amazing before the patch. And Le'Veon's really, really good. But for his price, to me, he's not someone I'm looking at. Never Stumble's a great thing to have. He's got shitty chemistry, though. But he does everything so... He's so balanced. He's so balanced. Like, he really is. Even his his pass block, 72 is pretty good. So it gave Barry better. And Le'Veon can catch. Le'Veon can run routes. All that stuff. We see 86 route running. Le'Veon's a really, really good back. But he just doesn't compare to the back you can get for cheaper, in my opinion. Le'Veon, you're not making the squad. Fullback. Okay. Fullback has identifier. The problem with identifiers, what I've been told, since I don't have it this year, is that the player with the eye needs to be on the field. If you don't have your fullback on the field, identifier doesn't work. We're passing on the fullback. Now, AB himself statistically looks like the best receiver in the game. Even compare him to Julio, right? It looks maybe 1A, 1B sort of thing. 1A, 1B, 1C, if you include Calvin in it. But the problem is he's got the stupid return man chemistry, which you cannot pay that much coin for someone with return chemistry when you can get other receivers who have pretty close to his, actual receiving stats with playmaker. AB is no-go. He's a no-go. Nuke Hopkins next. Again, he's pretty good. He's got the playmaker. He's Chris Carter. He's good. He's good. See, look, compared to Calvin. Calvin's just faster. Hopkins is a really good card. To me, he was someone I would recommend people adding. I'm not telling you to go out and buy him, but $400K for him seems like a pretty good deal to me. I like his stats. I like his chemistries. His ability, obviously, is exactly what you need. To me, Nuke's a good card. Nuke is an actual good card. Now, Gronk. I was excited when I saw that we were getting a Gronk, until I realized that they said that he's not fast. Now, Gronk ran somewhere between a 4.6 and a 4.7 in the 40, which means his 95, I would have expected like 87 speed. Probably something along those lines, and he did not get that at all. Now, catching the ball, he's a beast. He's a horse. He is a pig. He's a great slow tight end. And if you're looking for a slow tight end, add yourself some Gronk. If you're looking for a little bit of speed, there's so many other cards out here which are faster. I'm curious to see if we get in Evan Ingram, right? I mean, he's a rookie. Why not get him? Maybe there's an O.J. Howard that comes out with the offensive rookie standouts. It's a pass on Gronk. It's a pass on Gronk. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. They got to give Gronk some speed. Now, Joe Staley at left tackle, again, looks pretty good, in my opinion. But I'm not going to be adding him personally. But I think if you need someone with identifier and you don't have anyone with identifier, Joe Staley is an ad for you. Right? You see that his strength is a little lower and his pass block's a little lower. But he's got the stamina, he's got the speed. Staley's he's a pretty good left tackle. He's a pretty good left tackle. I will not be adding him, though, personally. But I know people who are and will be very happy with that. Next up with the L chemistry. I'm not calling it what it is. I'm not memeing myself. Aside from the chemistry, Bitonio's not amazing. But I understand why if you're running a lot of pitches, sweeps, tosses, traps, why you're going to add either of these guards. I think that the guards are totally scheme-based, and if you run a scheme that you at least 5 to 10 plays a game are probably pitching, tossing, sweeping, trapping, you should add the guards. I think so. Now we got the best center in the game, and his price dictates that as well. Center is always ridiculously expensive, but Jason Kelce is really good. I'm using Pouncey. I will be picking up Jason Kelce at some point. I just haven't yet. Look at his stats. His strength is the same, but he's +6 run block. He's better, and he's got secure pass blocker. Count me in for Jason Kelce. Probably my favorite card on offense, which is crazy. And then the other guard, Zach Martin, who if I didn't have Yonda, I would get. Look at him. He's just better. So EA, I need another Yonda. But Zach Martin is someone I would add, but his prices, I mean, that's really expensive for a guard when you can get guards for cheap. And then Lane Johnson at right tackle. Him or Conklin is who you should have at this point. But to me, my power-up Conklin obviously is better. He is better. But he's also powered up. So if I didn't have powered-up Conklin, I'd be getting Lane Johnson. That's why I think he's a must. He's a must cop for those with the coins. Now on defense, Aaron Donald. I have Aaron Donald. I picked him up. You see him here. He's a left end, right? He's a left end. But I'm not going to be playing him at left end. I don't think anyone should play him at left end. I think you just move him into D tackle. He's going to be fine. His strength is high. His block shed is high. His power move is high. Aaron Donald's the best defensive tackle in the game. He's the best defensive tackle in the game. Now, if you can get him up to 90 power finesse move, he's a really, really, really good end as well. But to me, I think he's great at DT. Plug Aaron Donald in at DT, no problem. Now, right end, Joey Bosa is pretty good himself. He's pretty good. Again, someone we have picked up. But he has some worries. I haven't played enough with him to say that, hey, you should go get him. If you don't have Bosa, you should have Bruce Smith. That's the best advice I'm going to give you. If you don't have Bosa. If you don't have Bosa, get Bruce Smith. If you have Bruce Smith, you might not want to get Bosa. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go permanently yet between Bosa and Bruce Smith, but I've got Bosa for now. I'm going to try him out. We'll see how he does. Both these defensive tackles, they're good for budgety stuff. Sue is the better one. The 96 strength, huge. 92 power move, 91 block shed. Very good cards, good for their value. Very good for their value. I could see the reason why you would add them, but if you get Aaron Donald, I would not add one of these guys unless you happen to be running a 4-3. And then, I mean, you're getting pretty expensive at D tackle. And then we have Khalil Mack, who in my opinion is the best defensive card in the game right now. He just looks amazing. Does everything. I would recommend everyone gets him. If you can play him in position to get his chemistry, you obviously want to do that. If you can't do it, he's still going to be really good. Put him down at end. Put him in a linebacker rush package. If you're blitzing a linebacker, use him there. Khalil Mack, he's a monster. He's a monster. And then Bobby Wagner, which is essentially Ray Lewis with better coverage, which is pretty crazy. But like if you go look at their cards, they're very, very similar. Ray wins in the strength category. Bobby wins in the coverage category. I mean, I see why a lot of people would get Bobby. But the problem is you need Matthew to get Bobby to 91 zone. So if you have Bobby and Matthew, I think Bobby's the right move. If not, I'd probably get Ray because he's not going to have the coverage anyway, and stick with the strength of Ray, who plays the run like a monster. But if you can get Bobby to 91 zone, go get you a Bobby. And then we got Levante David, super slept on, in my opinion. Super high zone. The thing what holds him back from me is his speed. He's not really fast enough for how quick I play people at my outside linebacker positions, whether it be Mack, Bo Jackson. I play Deion Jones at outside linebacker, Ed Reed. We're talking about guys with like 92 plus speed, and we've got Levante David at 87. It's just he just doesn't have the speed. But I mean, the rest of his stats are pretty good. I would instead rock with a combination if you have this Jason Taylor. A combination of Jason Taylor and someone else, because you're still going to get the secure tackler. Jason Taylor is going to be a better run defender, a better pass rusher, happen to be on the outside as well. And then you could swap someone in there that's a little more coveragey as well. Someone like the Ed Reed. Or cheaper Levante David, right? David's pretty good. They just, I don't know. The cornerbacks both look absolutely amazing. They're just slower than route combo. And if you can handle that, that's fine. If you play cover 3 or cover 4, these are not the cards for you. They're just not. I will bomb you every play. If you play cover 3 or cover 4 with these cards, I will bomb you every play. That's just a fact. That's a fact, both of them. Now, Bouyer's a little bit faster. He's got a little bit of excel and a little bit of agility, but he's not as good elsewhere. I would stay away. I've advised, my friends to not get them. Similarly with this card, this is a card in the game. This is a card in the game. A 94. He's not bad. I know we all take a shit on Bayard, but he's not that bad. But he's short, and he's not that fast. And you know what that means? Not on the team. Everyone's got that haha anyway. That haha is just as good. Then at strong safety, Landon Collins, best strong safety in the game. But I personally am playing Calvin at free safety, and I'm playing the new Sean Taylor at strong safety, so I'm not going to get Landon Collins. But he looks amazing. I really wanted to pull him out of my my nap pack, and we didn't. But Landon Collins really looks, 96. This card looks really good. If he just had 93 speed, bruh, he would have changed the way I would have had to do defense. So there's a lot of good cards. There's a lot of cards I wouldn't recommend getting, honestly. Cards are very overpriced at the moment. Team of the Year had a lot of really good cards. A lot of cards that I think that should have been just a little bit better. I don't know why we capped some of these cards, like Bobby Wagner is 94. Why wasn't he a 95? At 95, Bobby Wagner is amazing. Same thing, Khalil Mack. Why not give him the 96? There's just a couple little things that I would have tweaked. Overall, very good content. Just the content itself, despite the fact of the prices of cards or the fact that we get 2 for free. Essentially, probably 3 for free, including next week. Team of the Year is very good. Pick up the cards, but I wouldn't go overboard. There's more content coming. We're going to have Super Bowl content coming. And then I imagine Ultimate Legends are coming after. So I'm not jumping out of my shoes to go spend a bunch of coins on these cards. The only reason that I spent my coins on them is I picked up guys that I was ready to power up anyway. You guys will see that next lineup update. My team is looking really, really good. It's looking good. I promise. You guys will enjoy it. I'm out. Peace.